Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna and I'm a 21-year-old uni student who, when I'm not studying and working, resells women's clothing on platforms such as eBay and Depop. On this channel, I share my weekly Thrift With Me videos as well as what I sell every single month with a little bit of a sprinkle of some personal finance videos. So if that sounds something that you guys would be interested in, please consider subscribing. But here I am on my uni day. I've got a big break in the day before I have to be back, and it just turns out that it is a Wednesday. So the Salvos here in Australia do a Wednesday 20% off discount for uni students. So it is absolutely perfect, and there is someone walking past looking at me talking to myself. So yeah, we're just going to head off to a little op shop that I've never been to before first. It's like a little community one that looks like online, like it's got some pretty good prices. And then yeah, we're going to head on our little thrift route, maybe chuck a couple of other new ones in there that we see along the way. I've got a couple of hours to kill. So yeah, without further ado, let's go thrifting, and fingers crossed we can find some high quality items for cheap that we can resell online. Now it is the start of, or sort of the first month of the start of the new financial year. So I'm hoping to keep it around a budget of $100 today. So yeah, that's something else that I guess we could turn this into a little challenge of what I can find for $100. So yeah, I better get going before more people look at me and think that I'm absolutely crazy. So yeah, let's go. So here I am walking up to the first op shop, which I have never been to before. I had no expectations, but boy was I surprised. Everything in the store was pretty much $2, minus some $5 or marked pieces, which I'll show you at the front. But here I am flicking through. I did find this country road jumper, but it did have a couple of stains, and it did have quite significant wear, so I did choose to leave that one behind. So the first thing that I picked up was this Portman's size extra small cheetah or leopard print little cardigan with the beautiful gold button detail. At the $2 cost of goods, I thought I could definitely list it for $19.95 plus post. And additionally, I found this Marks beautiful blazer, which again for $2 is unbelievable, and I should be able to list it for $39.95 plus post. And here we have some examples of the prices marked racked. Most of them were about the $5 mark as well. Alrighty, so that first store was an absolute success. I didn't get to film too much. It was a very small community op shop. They do a lot of work for the environment and the local, homeless community. So yeah, all the women's clothes were priced at $2, and then there was a little section where there were prices marked. So I came away with a total of 7 items for $22. So just over $3 a piece, which is like absolutely fantastic. So some things that I got was like a little Decuba cable knit style jumper that was marked at the $5. I see one listed for about $50, which is crazy. The other thing I got in the prices marked section was a country road knit. I didn't actually check, but it does feel like wool. Yeah, 37% wool. There's some cashmere in there as well. So yeah, that is a gorgeous little jumper. Crazy. And then yeah, just a few other pieces. I've got like a little, sorry, this is hard doing one-handed, a Portman's little cardie with some gorgeous buttons down, which you may have seen in there as well. A Blue Illusion linen top, just a gorgeous little, again, like $2, unbelievable. I may have to do like a little video when I get home, which is not something that I often have to do. A Forever New, just a button down sort of workwear top there with a collar. a Country Road white basic top. And then I actually came away with a Marks by Marc Jacobs little workwear jacket. Crazy. And finally was just something that I thought I would try out at $2. You seriously can't go wrong. It's a little hanky-panky nighty sort of lingerie dress piece with some beautiful lace detailing. And I see some comps for like the $40 plus post mark. So yeah, like a lot of items for $22. Absolutely crazy. I think I need to do a little bit more research into finding more little stores like this. And yeah, I like that I'm obviously supporting local as well, which I think is really nice. It's the way they were talking to me, it sounds like they do a lot of really good things for the community. So it's just a bonus that you get to support that. But yeah, anyways, off we go to some more stores. I feel like we are great start into the day. Yeah, $22 down, but yeah, 7 really good items. Now, something I do find about this store is it has some really amazing sort of designer high-end pieces. However, a lot of the time the prices are marked too high to be able to resell them for a decent profit. But I kept in mind that with my 20% student discount, I could probably get away with it. And I also kept in mind the tag colors and making sure that I looked for the 50% off green tags as well. Here I'm showing an example of some of the prices in the store. So we're looking at $16 for a trennery as well as a sportscraft jumper. Not too bad, but not fantastic for reselling purposes. We also had this lovely Carol knit jumper, which I did want to purchase just on style. However, it did have this flaw on the back there that I noticed. This was a first pickup. It came down to $9, being 50% off. It's a Jag lovely long open cardigan with an Aztec print on the back, which I thought I could keyword really well. Now, here is just some more examples of the high prices. We're looking at $18 for a witchery sweater, which I could probably list up for the $30, but it wasn't far away from my find of the day. We have a Macintosh Philosophy sweater for just the $15, and here are some comps on the screen. This was an amazing find. Alrighties, it was super busy in there, so I didn't want to film too much, but I just came away with 2 items. So the first was the Macintosh Philosophy sweater. Both items were with my discount and some credit I had was $17.70 for both. So I think that's just under $9 for 2 pieces. And then the second one I got was the Jag Aztec print long open cardigan. So yeah, I'm doing super duper well today. Cost of goods on this one was about, call it $9 each. So yeah, incredible. On to the next one. Fingers crossed. I'm feeling like we're having a lucky day today. So yeah, the bag is filling up pretty quickly. So very quickly into my hunt into this store, I found this Camilla and Mark blazer, which was marked at $29, but of course I have my 20% off. And here are some comps on the screen. We're looking at between sort of the $100 to $200 mark in some cases. I'm going to list this one up for the $59.95 plus post and just see how I go. This next one here that I'm looking at was a brand new with tags C/Med Collective top, which I had never come across this brand before. It was marked at the $29, and I did end up leaving it behind because I didn't see many comps, but let me know if you think that was a bit of a mistake in the comment section below. Here we have a bread and butter item, so decuba or decuba. I can list this one up for $24.95 plus post, as well as a brand which I don't find a lot in Australia. So it is Talbot's, which I think is quite a popular US brand. I hear a lot of resellers over there discussing it. But here we have a beautiful cable knit jumper, which was priced pretty well. And one after the other, another Country Road, you know I love it, $19, 100% wool cardigan, just a nice wardrobe basic. And then you know it's a good sourcing trip when you find item for yourself. This was a beautiful little petal and pup dress down to $9. Can't go wrong with this one. Now this store here is one that I often go to straight after. It is quite expensive, so I usually just head to this 50% off rack right at the front, and I often find some really nice quality items. Now the first thing I found again was actually for myself. It was a brand new with tags Uganda, just plain knit basic black midi skirt. I believe it was actually down to $7.50 after the discount, but I feel like I couldn't really go wrong with that, and of course it was in my size. And next up we have this Witchery, just basic, top down to the $6 mark. Nothing much to say here, bread and butter, easy, probably $19.95 plus post. And then straight after we have this Trenery, down to $17.50, 100% wool cardigan. These are the sorts of items that I love to find, quality basics. And it was my lucky day because here we have another Trenery item. This one had wool, cashmere, and a couple of other mixes in there, but again for the $35 on the 50% off. Alrighties, I really did not think it could get any better, but those last two stores were crazy good. All really quality winter pieces. I even picked up two items for myself. The first was the Ganda new with tags knit skirt. I guess that was the second actually, but it's the first I'm going to show you. Yeah, I think that one came down to the $9, and yeah, just something super basic to have. And then I also picked up the petal and pup dress that I showed in the change rooms. I'm trying to wear a little bit more color, so yeah, that one was a little bit different for me. I wasn't sure how the color suited me in the change rooms, but anyway, we just went ahead and did it. But in terms of reselling, I have spent a total of $150 today, and I will do a little total when I get home and pop it across the screen in terms of resale value. But I feel like I have done so well today. A couple of my favorites was the Camilla and Mark blazer. There's a couple of comps there up into like $100, $200 range. I don't think I'm going to necessarily get that much, but yeah, a couple of really nice wool pieces. We had the Country Road 100% wool black cardigan, two of the Trenery pieces. The really long coat was also 100% wool. Yeah, crazy amount of stuff here. But yeah, depending on whether or not I decide to, I may do a haul when I get home. I'll see how much I showed in this video and what I'm happy with, whether I'm happy with how much I filmed. But yeah, absolutely crazy, $150. But I feel like resale value wise, if I had to guess, I'd say maybe like $400 or $500 worth here. But regardless, I'm really happy. I'll get onto listing all of these up when I get home tonight. We'll make a start. And yeah, but thanks so much for coming along with me. This may be the end of the video, or I might insert a little haul at the end. But regardless, I was going to keep going to a couple more stores, but honestly, I think I have well and truly got enough here. I'll head back to uni, do a bit more study. But yeah, a successful day. It's just crazy. Like, you never know what you're going to find, whether you're going to have a great day or not. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like I said already, if you are interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing. This is just something that I do for fun, but I can see my subscribers are slowly trickling in, which is really cool. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you.